I'd like to thank everybody that's contributed to the Patreon. You know, we do invest, we do like keep it squirreled away when we've got some money, and we reinvest it, because this is what I have been using. This wire, which, as you can see, it's a little bit fucked. Don't even focus. But yeah, you can see that that's pretty much like broken in half at this point. So we got a few things to make the experience better for everybody. Number one, we got a set of actual headphones that are not this piece of shit that is literally broken in half and is just a scraggly fucking wire. We got an actual set of headphones. Number two, we got a PlayStation 5 controller. It's got the haptic feedback. It's probably, let's put it on our lap, it's probably better than this fucking controller, which, if you're looking at this wire, well, you know, yeah, it's fucked. You can put it all the way to the right, it stays all the way to the right. You put it all the way to the left, it stays all the way to the left. You put it all the way down, yeah, it doesn't do like this where it doesn't do that where it snaps back into place. The right stick is completely fucked. So, you know, thank you Dark Blue Fire, Flick the Changeling, Deddy. This is what it's going to. It's going back into the stream. And then there's a little Christmas bonus. I got a 10 terabyte hard drive.
We can't see anything, by the way.
What? Yeah, you can.
Oh, there you go. Now you can. It was black for a bit.
Oh. It's recorded fine, so it'll be on the video. But yeah, and then as a bonus, we got a 10 terabyte hard drive because fucking Security Breach was 160 gigabytes. Red Dead Online 120 gigabytes. Sea of Thieves 118 gigabytes. 2 terabyte hard drive ain't gonna cut that shit, so we future-proofed it. I could have got a 5. A 5 would have been more than enough, but considering the 10 was cheap, it was like, hey, well, you know what, if a 5 is that cheap and a 10 isn't that much more, then fuck it, why don't we future-proof? So we got a nice little 10. So yeah, once again, thank you Dark Blue Fire, Flick, Deddy. It's been reinvested into the stream. This is what it's gone towards. When we save up again, I'm probably gonna get a microphone arm, because right now we have the microphone that just sits on its little stand. I mean, it's a blue snowball, like, it's still wherever I can see the blue logo. You know, it's still a good microphone. It's got the pop filter and the noise shock vibrator thing around it. Like, it's still a good microphone, but I think I'd rather have, like, there's the second monitor. I think I'd rather have it affixed to the wall so that, like, I can just kind of grab it from there and just pull it down here, and then when we're done for the night, just push it back up there. So, like, next time we get a little bit, I think we're gonna look at upgrading the microphone. Maybe we'll go from a blue snowball to a blue Yeti, because I know the blue Yeti is a little bit better. But for now, hey, we've got a decent set of headphones that isn't a literal broken fucking wire. So yeah, let's get into the stream. Well, Security Breach is out and we can safely make the top 5 now that we have had all day to think about where we're going to put stuff, and basically we know where all the chips are falling. So let's dive right in with all the good games, the ones that did not make it to the top 5 slot, but we're going to give a quick mention to. A small little 2-hour game that is fucked up beyond all hell It's nothing too special, but it made for a fun Halloween game, maybe worth a try. Just a port of 3D World that is still a fun game, I'd still recommend it, but nothing more. The new edition of Bowser's Fury is a nice few hour bonus. Basically, it's a cat-themed DLC world in the style of Mario Odyssey. Once again, really nice, and being that it's a bundle, I guess that makes it even more worth it. It's an easy buy, but there's not that much new. It's mostly a ports and not top 5. A fantastic Warriors game, far better than its predecessor and the better version of Breath of the Wild, because it has a real story with real characters that you can interact with, because they're not dead and shit, taking place in the 100-Year War, so there is shit going on, and it's not just a dead, barren, empty wasteland with nothing to do except for a shrine. And, best of all, your weapons don't break. The Master Sword doesn't break because they never needed to break, because it's a dumb gameplay mechanic and it's done horrible by Nintendo and it's bad. Dark Souls did it better, but it's still just a Warriors game. A really good Warriors game, but still just a Warriors game, so not top 5. It's more Shantae. Great indie platforming adventure with the same great standard Way Forward is known for. At one point this was in the top 5 list and was for quite a while, but then a few things came out and it just got knocked down, but still just as good as all of the others, if not better than a few of them. Like, it's still not topping Pirate's Curse. Pirate's Curse is still the best one, but still fun as always, and I always like some more Shantae. Such an interesting and fun concept with one hell of a twist, and it was a short experience but a fun one, which did leave me wanting more, which wish granted as the DLC has been announced. It's not too much, but it's worth a look, especially for that twist that comes out of nowhere and is definitely not expected. And last, FNAF Fury Road. A silly 1 hour long beat 'em up demo thing, as it was just more of a sorry for delaying security breach, and also more of a proof of concept, with the whole children's souls inside robots at its end. Steelwool and Scott want to give all of these characters their own personalities, not just Timmy's personality taking over a robot in a suit. Something seen here and then only further elaborated on in Security Breach, with Best Girl being narcissistic.
Your hair is beautiful. Your tail is beautiful. Everyone was watching you. Everyone loves you.
I feel you, girl. You are the best. Just like I am the greatest dragon in all of Roxanne too.
Everyone wants to be you.
Well, maybe a little. But yeah, a proof of concept and it worked. But only an hour-long demo thing, so not really a top 5. But if it was not on this section, well, I'm sure you've at least worked them out. But did you get them in the right order? Let's find out. However, one extra. Deltarune Chapter 2 will not be on this list. A fucking amazing chapter. Even better than Chapter 1. but I'm waiting for the full game to review it as a whole. But damn, you outdid yourself, Toby. I don't know how you plan to top Chapter 2 via Chapter 3, but I'm sure we'll find out. But I mean, A, you made an even better secret boss that's just full of memes. And you know, this, are you gonna top this? I mean, you know, me personally, it's not this.
You are the best. Thank you. I am the best.
It's not a narcissistic bitch like the person talking that likes to hear his own voice.
Everyone wants to be you.
But I mean, a lot of people like this. How you gonna top this, Toby? But anyway, here we go!
Welcome to the internet. What would you prefer? Would you like to fight for civil rights or tweet a racial slur?
Spyro. No, I don't want to hear it. No, but no! Spyro, no! No! It got way more shit than it deserves. With people being like, oh, it's a total failure. Miss me with that shit! Once you have platinum trophy, garbage like Anthem and Fallout 76, then come back to me. I hit my desk, cause you're talking shit. When you have platted Anthem or Fallout 76, come back to me and say it's total spoiler or total failure. Spoiler, you won't. You don't get that. You'll never get that. You'll never get that Anthem plat. Very few survive such a journey, but I'm a stupid, insane bastard that did that shit. There it is! Look at it! It was fucking horrible, but I did it just to prove a point. It is a complete and total fucking train wreck. It is a complete and total fucking failure. This is no way in comparison to fucking this. We are recording. There's two
Bad
of them.
metaphor.
There's
No.
two of them.
Live.
No, there's two of them. What the fuck? Oh no.
Hmm.
Oh,
You know what? I think this is better.
oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is getting uploaded to it's getting worse. Oh dear god, it's getting worse.
What is happening?
For this Boral.
It's getting worse.
Tomorrow I'm getting my base cockpit and moving it to my new spot. And we'll probably stay here.
The Matrix has completely destabilized.
Oh no, they will fix it in like 2 hours because you already did that, Spyro.
No, but like you don't understand. The Matrix has 100% destabilized. This is going on Twitter and they're all doing it. All of them are doing it. Every single one of them is destabilized. Oh no. Every single one has destabilized. Everyone has destabilized. We will attempt to put them out. We will attempt to save them from themselves.
Silly bastard Boral.
Don't worry, I will save you. These
You're
are
still
not-
recording?
Yes. Oh, it's just the one. No, there's two. There's two destabilized. I have saved him. I think. It's hard to tell. Where is he? I have saved him. I'm sorry, I can't let any of you live. If I let any of you live, then you may succumb to the destabilization virus. Because I had to do the Heart of Rage Stronghold once. And I walked into the Heart of Rage Stronghold. Remember, this is a month later. This is when the Elysian chest was added. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to get an Elysian chest. This sucks. Because when I was going through the Heart of Rage Stronghold for the Elysian chest, I got the Elysian key. I had my Elysian key ready to open my chest. And something happened. Like, a enemy shot me. The screen went white, and there was just a load of noise here. They did it. Yep. And then I fell through the world. I am through the floor. We still got noise. Yeah. Where the fuck is my leg? Sounds like this to make you feel alive. So when everybody's like, I played Balan Wonderworld so you didn't have to. Fuck you! It's not that bad. It's not as bad. Now, despite all of its flaws, which there are flaws, let me state that in loud shouty voice. Before anybody comments, yes, there are flaws. It is not perfect. It has flaws. It is not perfect. It is still a interesting and fun game with some creative ideas, like the powers being attached to the costumes, taking the ideas of Triforce Heroes, where the powers are attached to the costumes, and turning it into a full 3D platform collectathon with a cast of colourful creatures and characters that has a good message at the end. Not that anybody saw it. And I wish we could see a more refined experience, hence it only being an honourable mention. But you know, Twitter chased the creator out of the industry, even after saying sorry that it came out in the state it did, even after giving a day one patch to fix some stuff, even saying that he would constantly work on the game to make it better than it would be, like Final Fantasy XIV, where he worked on the game to make it better than it could be. Nice one, Twitter. It doesn't matter, we will never get that. I'm mad, yes, I'm mad. Because we will never get that, because Twitter got rid of this guy. Yes, good job, Twitter. Get rid of the good guys, but leave this demon on his throne. Leave this robot to exploit children with gambling boxes. Only the most classy for that site. But anyway, I will calm down because there is joy to be had. There is joy and celebration to be had now with the real top 5.
Get on a trip with me tonight. Follow me to the other side. Dancing together hand in hand. Taking a trip to Wonderland.
A new and interesting concept set in a strange world. Once again, like Flipping Death, Zoinks Games has a knack for a strange, twisted art style that draws you in and then plays around with a new concept, this time combining a deck builder like Slay the Spire or Monster Train with D&D dice rolling elements with real-time combat for said dice rolls, and it works for the most part. Sometimes if it's a long fight or a long enemy gauntlet, the real-time combat can get a bit repetitive, but it's quickly mitigated by this dark, twisted world you find yourself in. Its lore, the lore of the world and the characters that inhabit it, like the Queen herself, or Abe Lincoln and his evil twin doppelganger, Ganger Noclib Ba. That's Abe Lincoln backwards. But as far as it goes, it's small, but really fun, really creative. But it's quite short, only 6 worlds, because there's only 6 faces on a D6. But then again, do I want more? Because the next one up from that's a D8. Could you have stretched that to 8 worlds? And the next one after that's a D12, because we're playing with dice. Could you have stretched it to 12? I don't know. I kind of like the fact that it was only 6 worlds. And I think that it did end exactly when it needed to end. Maybe. And I mean that as a maybe. I'd have to think hard on that. Maybe you could have pushed it to a D8, like 8 worlds. Because I am like, ooh, maybe I wanted just a little bit extra. Or maybe, perhaps, like, not extra. Maybe I wouldn't have wanted extra worlds. Maybe I would have wanted, like, something else, like being able to play, you know, like DLC where we play as the Queen, because she also has a dice. And unlike yours, her dice is the bullshit OP dice. So maybe like a DLC where it's the same game, but you can play as the Queen using the OP dice and all the stupid bullshit OP weapons that can like one-shot the enemies or something. I don't know. I probably would want the DLC of like the Queen more than more worlds. Because in terms of how the story progresses from 1 through to 6, and the way that it's built up, that 1 is poor and 6 is rich, and everything about the story, I think, yeah, 6 worlds, even though I was left wanting more, 6 worlds is probably a good place to end, and I'd rather want a DLC. But regardless, still a fantastic experience. I love this idea, because it works so well, of the deck building mechanic to choose the cards that you can use, then the dice rolling of Dungeons and Dragons to see how many of these cards in your hand can be used and in what order you're going to use them as the Dungeon Master is asking you, and then rather than just saying Magic Missile, your Magic Missile did 3 points of damage, you actually get to see the missile cast and hit the enemy. So I love this new combat style that mixes deck building, D&D dice rolls, and live time combat. It's a real selling point for me. And when you combine that with all of the fantastic characters and the visuals of this world, from the strange teapot world of World 1 to like the 2 towns, the normal good town of Abraham Lincoln, and then the bad upside down town of Nocliba Ba, like, it's so nice. But just because it was so short, it was harder to make it more than the number 5 spot.
Anyway, here's the Wonderbolt. Today is gonna be the day when the sun is gonna rise again.
What amazing surprise when it was announced at the beginning of the year at the Pokemon Direct. It was like, what? Oh, no fucking way. It's been 20 years. And you know what? You did not disappoint. Considering you are sitting here in the number 4 spot, New Pokemon Snap is the perfect example of a sequel done right. The same on-rails take the pictures gameplay, but with the extra things, like, you know how you had the pest balls, that's been replaced now. So they've added some new stuff that we'll get into in a minute, but like, you know, it's the perfect thing of a sequel. Take what was good, the on-rails gameplay, take all the items that were good, like the apples and the flute, enhance them so that they're better, and then you have the bonus of the modern era advanced technology that means everything just looks nicer. Like that fucking sunset ocean! Ah! Woo! Look at it! It looks fucking stunning! Like, if Sunshine was actually remade, Nintendo, if Sunshine got its actual remake, this is what I imagine Serena Beach would look like. Oh! Oh! And there is like, and then, you know, we get into all the other extra stuff. Being it's on more better technology, that means the discs are bigger. It's not a disc, it's a cartridge now, but you know, the discs are bigger. You can put more stuff in it. 20 full stages at time of release, extra DLC stages, bigger spectacles for, you know, like the Pokemon doing the special shit, and the ranking system by a fake professor. Mirror. There is no mirror tree. You spin a web of lies. Which, yes, a bullshit broken scoring system because he's a fake professor. Where'd you get your fake PhD from? He got it from printyourowndiploma.com. But at least, you know, while he does spout lies and deceit because he is a fake professor, enhance the bullshit broken scoring system with 1 to 4 stars, with each of those 1 to 4 stars being able to go from a bronze to a platinum star that is recorded in a Pokedex where you can save your images forever, and full online support which you can upload your Pokemon to. Oh, and by the way, did I mention that DLC was free? Yes, free. It's a rarity nowadays. New Snap was by far worth the wait of 20 years. The perfect sequel, taking everything that worked and excelling the formula for a fun and relaxing game that was just overall great. However, it is, at the end of the day, just a picture-taking simulator. While near perfect in execution, near perfect to what a sequel should be, taking the original and enhancing it, it still only has the basic gameplay and the lowest of substance of taking pictures, which is not a bad thing. Let me point out, it's not a bad thing, and again, it's really fun. But you really can't get it any higher than a 4, considering the other 3. Looks like you're going to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo. You can't miss it, it's just down the street next to the Chick-fil-A. And holy hot damn! I've never been more excited to go there! Like, you know, normally, most of us go there to live out our darkest fantasies with the denizens of the dark world. I mean, most just going for the obvious poster girl of the Shadow Realm. ready for your magic show, boys. But when you get past the hot waifus, the hot dragons, and the hot waifus on hot dragons, you just go round that corner, and there it is. You get to this little cabin in the woods. No, don't go that way, don't go that way. Go to the left. If you go that way, you're going to end up in Ojama country. You don't want to go to Ojama country. It's a pretty fucked up place, mainly because of Ojama Lime. Fuck you, Ojama Lime. No, but if you go this way, you're going to end up at this little cabin in the woods, just locked in with some crazy old man. And he doesn't have, you know, gods and demons that fight on a cosmic plane. He's just got some basic animals like rabbits, wolves and stoats. The full version of the beta, called Sacrifices Must Be Made, a deck building card based adventure with D&D elements. You are trapped in a cabin in the Shadow Realm with a madman that loves D&D and being the dungeon master, crafting a tale for you to hike through the woods, swamps, mountains, facing trials, gaining boons to power up your monsters, and of course battling in a turn-based card game wherein we are introduced to the idea of sacrifice, which is nothing new. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to sacrifice lesser monsters for stronger monsters. But unlike Yu-Gi-Oh where it's like, oh, I'm just going to send these 2 cards to the graveyard so I can get them later, it leans into that idea and is like, no, you're going to get your knife, stab it right through the throat so it can feel it, and it's going to pour its blood out while looking at you as it mourns its last. And then you can summon your wolf. He even directly states, when you stab your first animal, its suffering is real. Oh shit, well now I feel fucking bad. And what makes it feel even worse is the dark, twisted story hidden underneath, wherein certain cards, like the Stoat, are his previous victims that Pegasus style he has trapped inside a card. So yeah, if you stab that Stoat, you're stabbing a real person, and he's gonna feel it, and you're gonna feel really fucking bad, aren't you? Oh. Well, that's not good. Now I feel fucking awful. Well, you can't feel awful, because if you lose, then you get turned into a card, which is an interesting idea, because in order to win, you have to sacrifice yourself or your previous players. So like the first time we died with a wolf, like we picked the wolf, and it's like, oh, Luna. But then Luna came back up. She came back up in a later game, and by default, she was a stronger card. So in order to win, sacrifices must be made. Not only of the animals that say don't kill me like the Stoat, but of yourself to become stronger. And then you get the really fucked up thing where it's like, you can sacrifice even more, like slicing out your own eye to tip the scales in your favour. We got a fucking... Let's put it on. This fucking bird. Oh my god! Ah! And it all results in the spectacle getting bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point where in one of the final matches of the first world, there are multiple stages, he gets full fucking Majora's Mask. He's like, oh well, this is the end of the first world and you beat all my monsters, but you know what? Fuck it! I'm gonna summon the goddamn moon! This damned moon. It's dramatic, yes, but it provides no value to my board. I wonder. Now that is value. The moon. 1 damage, 40 health. This man's Majora! He's literally making me fight the moon itself. Got a question. Do you like bananas? Well, there's no bananas where you're going. To the moon! Went full, Mephi's gonna be happy. Went full fucking wolf there. Oh! Full fucking high voice. The man summons the moon. And then that's not even the half of it. Because that card building, sacrificing thing is only one half. You get into the second half where it's all these little puzzles in his cabin. And sometimes you don't know what to do. Because you have to keep sacrificing to find it. Like at one point, we sacrificed our eye. And every time you sacrifice your eye, he gives you a new eye. You know, because it's not fair in his own twisted logic. It's a glass eye, but you know, it still works. Like the right side of your face is just glazed over white like you're looking through a glass eye. But one time, we found Pegasus's Millennium Eye. What the fuck is that? And then when you get up from your desk, you can see all the secrets of the Shadow Realm. What are these messages? You can see the secrets. And that allows you to dig deeper. It allows you to go deeper down the dungeon. And I won't even spoil what you find with the Millennium Eye. I won't spoil what you find deeper down in that dungeon. But that's why it ends on the top 3. That's why it's number 3. Because it's like, on the surface it's just deck building. But then when you start sacrificing, then when you start finding the Millennium Eye, it goes so much deeper. And it's like, Daniel Mullins, you did such a good job with the story. Chef's fucking kiss. You did a fantastic job with the game. I salute you, sir. This is definitely worth a look. Definitely worth a play. So good. It's so good. If you love things like Slay the Spire, Monster Train, you are going to love this. Go buy it. It is worth it. On to the top 2.
Moon and light in the night, the dark side of light. Dawn, keeper of flame, breaker of day.
How can I not? Everything fell into place. And everything I've said I wanted for the series. Every time I've bashed Scott for his lazy ports, trying to bring out that creative spark I know he has, saying, prove me wrong that you're not just a lazy asset flipper. As we know, Scott, we know you can make good stuff. We even saw it in my previous FNAF review. I myself said, Scott, again, if you're listening to this, I know that you have the programming skills to make something as good as Shovel Knight if you really tried. And both me and others want to see that of you. Fuck the 12-year-old fan base and don't let them be proven right. and then the more this went on, the more I had this argument in my FNAF World review. I started to believe those 12-year-olds because your actions were kind of proving them right. And I asked at the end of the review, I even asked, if not begged, with inspirational music, to prove me wrong. Prove that you're not going to be a dick and make FNAF. And he did. Everything I've ever said about wanting an Amnesia-style game with an open area with monsters free roaming, hiding in shit. Play the fucking clip.
I'm just left feeling disappointed at FNAF 4. With all the money that Scott had, he could have made something really fantastic to send off the FNAF series. You know, Scott, if you're watching this, then what I wish from you is to really send off this series with a full-on 3D Five Nights at Freddy's game that is like Alien Isolation or Amnesia: The Dark Descent, where you get to walk around the pizzeria in the day looking at the animatronics for an hour. Then the real game begins after an hour, where you're walking around this giant pizzeria, like use the attic and the basement if you need to make it bigger, running and hiding from animatronics in fridges and things that learn based on what you do trying to catch you. Not this night trap crap.
I sure hope somebody picks up that phone, because I f***ing called it!
There it is. Boy, you did it! You did it! And I'm happy! I am so fucking happy! I am happy as that truth thing in Full Metal Alchemist when Ed solves the puzzle.
When I've got them.
You've done it! That's the right answer! Good job! You beat me! Go ahead! Take him home!
The back door's right over there!
You beat me! You beat me! You did what no other person in the industry has ever done. You stepped up to me and told me I'm wrong, I'm a loser. No, I'm not just some lazy asset flipper. You fucking piece of shit, Dragon. You're wrong. You're the loser. Here's the proof. Here is this amazing creative thing you wanted. You wanted this. And I did. And I'm elated. This dragon is a fucking loser. And you are the one that beat me. And as a dragon of my word, let me be the first to shake your hand and personally congratulate you and Steelwool for bringing this amazing creation to life. And it's not just in the number 2 spot, literally because Scott shut my fucking mouth up, but because he shut my mouth up and also made the experience to prove that Security Breach is deserving of that number 2 spot and the best Five Nights at Freddy's game he's ever made. And the perfect FNAF experience, more akin to Amnesia or Alien Isolation. That was my game of the year a few years back. You have this huge, and I mean huge, castle-like structure with Metroid-like progression, wherein certain doors or areas are locked until you get certain powers, or in this case levels of security, like a security level of 4 to open this door. And then you also, in these new areas, can get new powers, like when you go to the daycare you get the flashlight, so you'll be able to traverse dark areas. So like you got that bit, you got that bit down. And then the castle itself is looking visually stunning. I mean, it's pizzeria, but I'm going to keep calling it a castle, with a vaporwave 80s aesthetic all the bright neon colours and shining gold trims paired with that rocking 80s style soundtrack and character design that is provided by our crew, and all of this nice brightness to hide that darker, horrible underside. The alien isolation gameplay of integrating the cameras in a creative way to know where the robots are so you can try and plan a route around them rather than just night trap, and then a load of collectibles scattered around in these boxes. Apparently you get a bonus if you collect them all, but I'm not in that post game of collecting all the things yet, but I know Dorko is looking for all the things. Security Breach is a fantastic quote-unquote horror game that really shows what Scott and the team can really accomplish when they put their minds to it, and I am so proud of them. Every moment resonated with joy, from walking around and taking in the sights to running in panic, being spotted, to outright letting Roxy take me. As I said, horror in quotes as well. There is some horror in the tension of the chase and hoping you don't get caught. The jump scares are not as loud as they once were, and you know, given the bright vaporwave aesthetic and the neon colours of our crew, depending on how you feel, maybe you want your narcissistic wolf. You know you're not wrong, Roxy. You're not wrong. You can catch me and drag me off on a date. We can, wherever you want, we can get food at Mephiland. Literally asking me if I want food when I walk into the Taco Land. And then asking if I'm your favourite. Yes, you are. You are. Did I not make that clear throughout the entire playthrough that will be uploaded after this top 5? Because it has to be out by the end of the year. You are, Roxy. You are. Are you personalising my copy? I'm your favourite. Well, hey Roxy, you know, there's a story about Mario 64, how every copy of Mario 64 is personalised. You're a narcissist, talking to yourself in the mirror, saying how good you are, like the greatest dragon in all of gaming. You're asking if you're my favourite, when that first scene alone immediately makes me say yes, and then like the second I walk in Taco Land, you're saying, are you hungry, like you're asking me out on a date. Is it because I'm on mic? Is it, you know, Scott, did you actually program in the Mario 64 is personalised? Because she can hear me simping for her on the mic and doing silly shit like this. Oh damn, she was there. Oh, look at that booty, look at that booty.
You can't hide forever.
You know what? We saved. Give it to me, Roxanne.
Give up.
Hell yeah. We had to get her on camera at least once. Horny dragon. Me? No. No. It's purely for thumbnails. Dragon loves to simp for his waifu Roxanne. I've just shown you the thumbnails. It's purely for thumbnail purposes only and for no personal use of my own.
You are nothing.
So what's in your gift shop? We got some balloons. Purely for the entertainment of the stream. Is this now my own personal copy? And while it's fun, playing on stage with the best girl, we are going to have to miss a performance, as we have one more game left this year. But we do have an intro. Roxy, you play us in, and I'll sing us in. Roxanne the Wolf herself, not only for being in a great game, but also being the best robot girl that is a narcissistic bitch like me. And I know how you feel about the greatest dragon in gaming. I know how good I am. We make a good team. Hence she pulled Mario 64 and personalised my copy to say that she is my favourite. Oh, you know it, girl. And then giving me, personally, only me, nobody else. I've not seen Markiplier, 8-Bit Ryan, Dorko, anybody get this. She personally give me the true secret ending where I lose to Roxanne and have to stay in the pizzeria with her forever while she gives me a lap dance. Get Camel by Camel. I mean, what more could you ask for? A pretty wolf. Sorry, I'm just hypnotized by their ass. Wait there. The water do taste different when you're thirsty though. But what more could you ask for? Getting a lap dance from a pretty narcissistic wolf who not only has a great default outfit, damn girl, you sexy as fuck, but also has a pretty tight spacesuit that was the smoothest transition to the one that you all expected. The only one I have not said. Metroid Dread. A sequel to Metroid Fusion that blew me away. And while FNAF has some stellar moments, there are some... Do we call them glitches? I would call this a feature. I'd call this a pretty good feature. But no, there are some other glitches like the elevator where I literally softlock myself. Not the best. And there are also some predictable spoilers, like Purple Man is the final boss. You know, he is Ganon at this point. But Mercury Steam comes out and is like, you know that thing from Fusion you joke about? Yeah. No, wait, no, you don't. Oh yeah, we do. But you're going to make her... Oh yeah, we got them. We got them. Big cojones, and we do it. Seriously? So there's that. But on top of that amazing story and big bolas moment, Mercury refined the game to a pinpoint accuracy. You know, I love innovation. And that's why I was so elated that Scott innovated from the Night Trap to what he did. But there are a few bugs, like with Mistress Roxanne having the power to instant transmission. And of course giving me a lap dance on screen. And the whole elevator thing. That's supposed to be a private show, Roxy, hon. You don't see Lycanroc doing that for Mephi on screen, only in private. But Mercury Steam are like, we're going to have none of that. You press that button, boom! Instantaneous. just do the thing and it does the thing. Move, slide, shoot, etc. It makes the gameplay, and especially the movement challenges, like fucking butter. I've always complained about shine sparking in all Metroid games, like Fusion, Super, etc. You only get a D-pad, and it feels stiff and horrible and shit. I hate them. Every Metroid game, I fucking hate the shine spark with the D-pad, because especially in Fusion, there's some diagonal jumps, and diagonal with the D-pad, it's shit. Here, we get none of that. This is the first game where I've actually enjoyed the shine sparking, and that's just the puzzles. When you give that butter to a speedrunner and a sequence breaker, they butter up them walls and floors, they then get what's left of the butter, they butter up that suit, and they do amazing shit like this. Holy fuck! And Mercury Steam even anticipated such a thing. With the amazing controls, they made rewards for sequence breaking. Like getting to Kraid with the bombs that you're not supposed to have, giving you an entirely different cutscene. And so on. Then there is the Emmys, which are the sacks on steroids, each having their own powers, like Pikachu, we named all the colours, don't question it, fucking zip-zapping all over the place, Komori shooting ice, and when you add that with their creepy movement and the music that plays when they see you, chef's kiss. The music is good, the background art is stunning, look at it! Look at it. The movement is flawless. And that fucking ending. Mercury Steam went above and beyond to make sure this was the perfect successor to Fusion, and making sure to go all out when it comes to continuing that main plot from Fusion, and having the big testiculace to go through with it. Tonight she will rise, and she will rise all the way to the #1 game of the year spot. The best game. Dread. And I'm gonna make a big statement, I'm gonna think about it. And I'm going to say yes. Dread is not only the game of the year, but I think as it stands right now, you know, we're still in the year it came out, and we're still like uploading the footage, so you know, we're coming down from that high. But at this early stage, not only is Dread game of the year, I think Dread might be my favourite Metroid game of all of them. And that includes some of the fan ones like AM2R. What about the Prime Trilogy, Spyro? I'm not gonna lie, Prime Trilogy's pretty good. But at this current point, I do think Metroid Dread is not only the game of the year, but it's also the best Metroid game out of them all. And if you can only get one game this year, it's that one. Get that one. And if you don't own a Switch, then get Security Breach. That's your second best option. But if you do, and you can only get one, that's the one to get. With one very minor thing of the CEO of Mercury not wanting to credit everyone. Like, if you only made a few icon arts that took a week you don't get credited. Mr. CEO, I don't know who you are. Maybe that's for the best, lest you want to become a demon like Bobby or Andrew. Don't do that. All work, regardless of time, should be credited, no matter how small. Don't be Ubisoft. You don't want to be Ubisoft. Trust me. You really don't want to be Ubisoft. Trust me. Or you will answer to me. But aside from that one little stain of the CEO being a bit of a dick, don't be a dick. It is the greatest game of the year and probably the best in the Metroid series.